Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode. Excuse me, check it. I have myself out. There we go. Fixed now. I had my Twitch on, so it's echoing. So, forgive that. I'm professional. Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Mythic Initiative, Episode 6, The Wrathful Outlaw. I am your humble keeper for this preceding evenings, and with that, let us introduce our cast, starting off with C.
I'm never prepared to go first. Hi everyone, my name is C. I use they them pronouns. You can find me making very trans, very gay art on the internet at PieSharpArt and / or CPlays. Wherever you can find me. What are you laughing at me for? I didn't do anything. How dare you? Well, I don't know. Nobody else can see everyone laughing on the screen. I forgot it was just me this time. So anyway, hi, that's me. Vin? That's all. I'm playing Eden, who uses they them pronouns as the hex. Okay, goodbye. Goodbye. That was bad. All right.
Hi guys, I'm V at VinVoxVA on Twitter and Instagram. I'll be playing Heaven, your chosen, who hasn't done anything wrong ever. I see your boos and I choose to ignore them. I'm gonna pass it to CJ.
Oh, hi everyone. I'm the reason that we were laughing. It's because I was like mimicking C's intro. C looks shocked. It's like, hi, I'm C. You can find me making
I didn't even know.
very trans art at PieSharp Art. Yeah, because I've watched like, oh god, I don't even know the number. So many Transplaner episodes. Anyway, hi everyone. I'm CJ. I'm not C. I play Vic, who I think today is everyone's gonna like. I don't know. Everyone likes Vic already. I'm passing it to Hamna.
Hi, I'm C. I use they them. I also can rattle off your intro like off by heart. That's the funny thing. Hello, everybody.
I'm pulling the Wi-Fi. That's it. I'm done.
Whose Wi-Fi? You don't live here.
Your Wi-Fi.
You don't live here. Okay.
I'm pulling it anyway.
Hello, everybody. My name's Hamna. I use any and all pronouns, and I am a TTRPG performer. You can find me on Twitter at @shahid_ or anywhere else with the same handle. Today I will be playing Misfit, who uses he, they pronouns, and Misfit is the summoned, one of the children of the devil, and the harbinger of the apocalypse. I'm doing great. Chris, back to you.
As you can see, we're all professionals and we're all on point. With that, some content warnings just before we start our episode here. If you type in the chat, there we go, English, exclamation point CW, you will see that for this episode in series, there is fantasy violence, apocalypse, gore, blood, familial struggles, drug abuse, severe weather, romance and references to sexual entanglements, monsters and monstrosities, and trauma. Those are the content warnings. In case of this is not your deal, there's a bunch of other wonderful content out there for you to enjoy. But with that, Mythics, are we ready for our next episode? Yes. We begin with our camera poof, in the sky as we pan down not on Santa Clara, Florida, but quite a number of miles away. As we scroll down on a place called Vatican City. The city-state far off, which is known for a variety of religious significance. But we zoom in on another and same night as we see two individuals walking side by side. They wear very similar robes and colors that we have seen Eden wear, but theirs is a little bit more personalized. We see one is a little bit more up, it's more kept. It has a certain, you can tell by seeing it that this person is very organized and it's very dutiful on the way they approach themselves to the world. We also see that at the moment they are not hiding their true selves, as we see what looks like to be an angel. Their hair blazing on fire, their skin of almost a bluish purple red, almost looking like the stars and nebulas, with their eyes glowing. Walking to the side of them, we see another figure as well. This one seems to be human, or keeping their human aspect. They almost look like a vagabond in a sense. Their hair is sort of that sort of 80s short mess that's on the back. You can see that they have their chest kind of open with their jacket over, as you see the sort of top scars on their side. Brown skin with tattoos of what looks like to be a griffin on theirs. And handsome as hell. We see that the two of them are talking. The individual, the human, seems to be going on and saying, "Look, I'm telling you that there is an apocalypse coming." The other angelic figure kind of goes, "Look, Jax, I know you were very concerned about all this, but we would know." And exactly, look, newspaper, right? A month ago. Fire raining from the sky. That could be a tabloid. Oh, really? Pulls out another people. Blood from the skies. That's also. Look, we haven't gotten anything of an accord or whatnot. We see them walking up the stairs right before they almost look like they're going into cathedral sorts. As they sort of stand at the door, you see that the angelic figure goes, "Trust in the Brotherhood, and that we would know if an apocalypse was coming. All right, come on." He poof, opens up these wooden doors. We see that we enter into a cathedral, very old, and we see sort of on the backdrop, far in the back, stained glass that is beautiful as the moonlight is shining through with its various colors. We also see there's an individual kneeling down, surrounded by candlelights. You see the both of the figures, the angel and the human, kind of look at each other with like, "Who is this?" The angel figure approaches. "Sir, I'm sorry to say we're not doing any services at the moment." We see the figure get up. They seem to have a cowboy hat that looks almost slightly old and decay. Puts it on. Blows out a candle. "Forgive me, Father. I did not know that services were not in town." He begins to turn around. As we see, he looks like he has a trench coat, also dirty. As he kind of runs around, we don't see their face, as we only see their back. You see the angelic figure kind of, "It can't be. Father, please, I'm not here to kill you. I would have done so already." Points to two what looks like to be angelic figures in armor dead on the ground. "I'm gonna ask this once, Father. Where is the Archeart Directory?" You see, he looks. "Jax, run!" Proceeds to run. With that, immediately he gets hit upside the head, goes black for a second. We only hear, as the audience, what looks like to be the sounds of crashing. We hear bullets flying through as they sort of bounce and also scream in the distance until the figure gets back up. Looking around him is fire in the cathedral. The stained glass that was beautiful is now broken on the ground, and as he gets up to look over the edge, we see only smoke. As we see that cowboy figure on an undead horse. You see the horse glowing this bluish red from their eyes and mouth, as you just hear him crackling and laughing into the night. With that, we cut over to the same night, but somewhere else, as we find ourselves in the house, as all the Mythics have just saved two individuals that were going to die, as you guys are surrounded by your dead security, as two of the AD have been taken, and your lives have been spared, but not after Eden revealed everything they had. So with that, Mythics, what would you like to do?
I think Vic is immediately cleaning up the house. Just kind of like taking the bodies, kind of haphazardly, just throwing, like, going into the kitchen, seeing that there's bodies, like throwing it out the window, just kind of like trying to make it so that at least for tonight, like, we don't have to deal with this.
You proceed to clean up. Does anybody else follow in this cleanup, or are we just still kind of stun-struck of the whole thing?
Heaven's just staring at Eden.
Eden is staring into space. Their face is blank. And I think even with the AD, with the Dread King, with the choice between Del and Frank, they hadn't really moved at all. Like, they were just completely still. And I think they're still completely still, kind of staring up at the house. All of the dead bodies, all of everything spinning around them. Until they finally are able to pull their eyes down and meet Heaven's gaze.
We should talk.
I figured as much.
Good. And she's gonna walk to their room.
While you're walking away, I think Misfit had been similarly staring at Eden, but without really looking at them. And when the two of them walk away, I think Misfit goes down to the basement where their supposed captives were at the time. And he busies himself with just checking all of the security that is left. Anyway, not the people, but the gadgets, the technology, to make sure that this kind of thing can't happen again.
You go downstairs. Before you go down, Heaven, you hear Kelgar on the floor, almost groggy, like, oh my god, does anybody have penicillin? Where are we? Heaven? Heaven, I'm scared.
She's gonna leave him there for a while.
I know you're here. Don't leave me. Proceed to leave. Misfit, as you go down past Vic, you see they're cleaning the bodies. It looks like a horror show in here. You see people in the front look like they had a quick death. The people back here look like they were torn apart. You see one of them was like slid over the counter as they sort of... It's gonna take a little bit to clean up. But Vic, as you do that, Misfit, you enter downstairs. See same blood everywhere. You see that the containment unit, or what they were containing these creatures in, is still operational. And also, to your surprise, you see that while the Dread King did take JD and Kalina, Imorgan is still there, sort of bashing about in his containment unit. He was left behind for some reason.
Misfit pulls up a chair, I think, and just sits with the chair back around it. Puts his hands on the chair, his chin on his hands, and just stares at him.
You see, what you captured was the spirit, the sort of Wrathful entity as you see it. Lead me out. Let me out now. I was left behind. It's a mistake.
If it was a mistake, well, it was a funny mistake, I think. How does it feel to be alone?
It's almost like a ravenous wolf looks at you with his eyes. Takes one to know one, doesn't it?
Funny, I still have everyone else upstairs. Who do you have here?
Sure you do. They'll come for me. It's all part of the plan. The plan.
If the plan is so smart, why don't you tell me about it? Sure, it's foolproof. We can't do anything to stop it, right?
I think for this instance, you can use your move here if you so wish, Miss Foot.
If I can, then I would like to. The move in question is, what are you looking at? Which allows me to ask a monster a question to reveal something. What do I want to ask? Tell me something about... Okay, I'm going to spin this a little bit. Supposedly the AD know Naomi, right? They have something against her. They supposedly have some sort of information in that one. I would like to ask the question of, tell me something about where I'm from, except the question that I'm asking more specifically is asking about the summoning. If this person knows anything about whether Naomi knew who I was, whether she knew that she had a nephew.
So is that what you ask, or do you sort of spell it out a different way when you actually ask them the question?
I think Misfit wouldn't name themselves, but they would ask if Naomi knew that she had family, had nephews, nieces, anything of that kind.
You see, looking their side, you see a demonic tongue. Of course she knew. She is responsible for so much death. Oh, sisters. She has family, you know. Wrong she has. Everything she's done is for herself, selfish.
Yeah? Did you say that she was responsible for her sister's deaths?
Oh, one of them at least.
Which one?
Looks you in the eye. Now where would be the fun in just giving that away?
I don't have anywhere to be. You don't have anywhere to be. Who else are you going to talk to?
Fine. She is responsible for the death of our sister, Zalula.
And Tuli?
Truly died by human hands.
And I think this conversation kind of continues on with Misfit using Immorgan. Honestly, they don't really even care about the answers that they're getting from Immorgan right now. They're asking questions, they're having a conversation just to say something, just to have something to do, just to have something to think about that isn't the monster upstairs. And so I think Misfit just continues to ask questions, continue the conversation, but they're only half listening, really.
Do me a quick favor. I'm gonna roll real quick. You tell me even or odd.
Odd.
Odd. Fantastic. You zone out. You see that the audience, you can see he tells something important related to all of them, but Misfit, you just zone out as you're just making conversation. We go back upstairs as we see, in this instance, Eden and Heaven. Where are you guys at the moment in this house? Where have you separated yourselves?
I guess Heaven is in his bedroom. A little sullen, to say the least. Very tired. Not really knowing what to do with themselves.
Eden is standing in the doorway. And almost like they're in a dream, like kind of traces their hand along like the dresser and then catches themselves in the mirror, like the vanity mirror, and sees Heaven like in the reflection of it. and only finds the courage to talk through the reflection, I think. I know it doesn't mean anything to you, Heaven, but I tried.
It means everything to me. I'm hard on you because I know you can do better. I know how amazing of a person you can be, your capabilities, your powers, your strengths, and it's frustrating. That's all. It's really frustrating to see
Don't
you
bullshit me,
throw your-
Heaven. Don't look at me and say that after what you just saw. After what we all just saw. Don't bullshit me. Don't try to build up that wall that you always build up, where you pretend not to be scared. You pretend not to be angry. You pretend not to have feelings. Right? I do it too. We both do it. We're twins.
Look, I'm trying, okay? I'm trying not to be. I don't know how to feel, actually. Forgive
I want
me
you to
for.
hate me.
I can't do that. You
Why not?
know I can't do that. What would that accomplish? Actually, yeah, what would that accomplish if I hated you?
Speaking, then everything that I've been doing since then would make sense. It would make sense. Everything would. If I'm not doing anything for redemption, then why am I doing it? Empty gestures, empty platitudes. I just wanted to make sure your life was something beautiful, that you could have something beautiful in your life, because the second that I'm here, Heaven, I fuck it all up.
I saw a mysterious fucking being ruin our lives. And surprisingly, it wasn't you. So, and that's when they turn around to face him. I'm not gonna let you sacrifice yourself, okay? You've done enough. We've done enough. My life is not beautiful. My life is as fucked up as yours. I just decide to shower in between moments of cataclysmic dread. If you want me to forgive you, I forgive you. There's nothing to forgive you for.
Heaven. I killed our parents because I wanted a dog. That's unforgivable. It will never be forgivable. On top of that, all of the people who've died since then. Everyone who gets caught in the crossfire. Every single tomb, every single memory that lives in my brain forever because I wanted a dog. Because I wanted us to have a dog. I'm trying to make it right. I'm trying.
I think I get it now. And I think they're standing like a good, like an arm's length at least away. And they're going to extend just their index and point squarely into your chest. Stop trying and fucking do it. The person you need to forgive is you. I can't help you. You can't do things for me when there's nothing else to do. I love you. Eden, I love you. But you can't keep doing this. You can't keep doing things for me when there's nothing to be done.
Right, you need to slay the monster yourself.
And that monster isn't you.
And Eden, like, gets a pained expression across their face. Like, deeply conflicted. Their whole brow pinches. It's not that simple. What I did was complicated. It fucked with all of reality, and it's not done spinning out yet. Your destiny, his destiny, Vic's destiny, none of them are done. It's not over yet. I can't stop trying yet.
And I don't know what else to say. I don't know.
I'm sorry, Evan.
Stop apologizing to me.
And Eden chews, like, on the inside of their mouth so hard that it draws a little bit of blood. And they nod. I'll send Vic up. She'll probably want to see you. And they hesitate in the doorway again. Look like they're gonna apologize. Bite their tongue. And leave.
And I say, as you hesitate at the door, you for some reason feel your heartbeat again. For just a sliver of a moment before it goes back silent. But we go downstairs. As we go to Vic. Vic, you're cleaning up and you see Frank is at one archway because it's kind of like the dining area where it is kind of like an open just walk through. You see Frank is on one side, Dale's on the other side. They're very hesitant, the both of them, to come and approach you.
Question: how messy is it in this house? Like, how much disgusting stuff are we talking?
We're seeing kitchen seem to be a firefight. You see there's bullet holes in the cabinet. You see, again, people ripped up here. The front lawn kind of was okay. It was a more of a regular fight. The living room, you see that something came in, just like almost like Batman crashed through the windows and proceeded to beat ass and flip over furniture. So it's not too bad. It seems that
Okay.
it was contained in the kitchen, the front yard, the front of the house, and then sort of like the living room where the back is.
Okay, got it. If it's like doable cleanup wise, then Vic is like probably just like really, really focused. Like probably barely notices that like the two of them are in the doorway.
I can say you got like supernatural speed now, so
Oh my
it's a
god,
little
you're
bit
so
faster than you.
you're
Yeah,
so right. So I
so
think no, I think it's like one of those things where like at that point, if that's the case, then Vic doesn't notice that they're moving at like hyper speed. Like they kind of just look and they're like picking up a thing, kind of like fixing it, and then like stop, kind of looks at something like, yeah, this can be fixed, and then just
you are and you get a moment to stop as you're like, how do I fix this couch? And as you're looking at it, you see Frank and at least Frank. You see Dale maybe sees that you're busy and kind of proceeds off, but you see Franco, hey, Vic,
Oh, hey. Oh.
hey, you see he's still got tears that are on his face from before that haven't dried out yet. You see there's blood on his shirt. You don't know whether it's his or he just slipped maybe in the panic, but he kind of, I just wanted to say thank you. You see he gets on his knees and just kind of holds your hands. I almost died, like died, and that was a lot for me. I don't do this often because I have to keep myself together, but I almost died, and I almost didn't see my sister. I almost lost my shop. I almost lost my friends. So I just want to say thank you. And if you need anything, I mean literally anything, I will kill someone for you if that's what needs to be done. As long as they're bad, because I still have a moral level that I keep myself to. But for the most part, I'm all yours if you need me for anything at all.
I think Vic just I think the hand that Frank is holding, Vic just uses that as leverage and just pulls him into a hug. I am so sorry you had to go through this.
It's not your fault. I mean, there was one time when my sister pissed off a drug dealer and I got the shit kicked out of me. So I understand what it's like to be caught in these scenarios, but I just want to say thank you.
Please go rest, bud. And I'm going to extend the same thing to you because I think it might be more helpful if you ever need someone to get you out of a situation that you have no reason being in. Please, just call, page me. You do not deserve this. I am so sorry. I feel so bad right now, but I'm not.
No,
you
good.
No,
you're good.
You take. Please go home. Take care.
If you don't mind, I called a taxi and I borrowed some of Eden's clothes. I know they're gonna be
that's
pissed
fine. Do what
probably
you
at
want,
me.
dude. Yeah, no, that's fine. We can.
I took a shirt because their whole wardrobe is it's too churchy for me, and it's not Sunday.
Understandable. Yeah, but I think Vic just begins to hand over the shoulder, rubbing, comforting. Just let's go, bud. Walks into the taxi.
You proceed to walk into the taxi. As he sort of gets in, waves goodbye. You see another car pull up as you see the beat up jalopy that is Rocco's van pull up. And sort of coming out the back, you see Rocco gets out the front seat, slides across just because he says bonus points. Kind of slides across, but you see coming out the back, you see Vasco and Naomi in person this time. As you see that they're back in their body, whatever you must have done must have freed their soul, and now they're back.
You don't move, pointing at Naomi. No. Rocco, you're alive? Can't hear you.
Sorry, I got scared for a second. I thought I popped a tire. I went for an ice cream run, and apparently these two found me somehow when I was getting ice cream, told me who they were related, so I was like, hell yeah, I'm gonna bring you back. But what the fuck happened there? He sort of points over to the house.
A lot of murder. A lot of murder. Okay.
You see Naomi kind of goes, "Are you okay?" and starts checking you almost like a mother, just say, any cuts?
Touch me. I'm fine.
You sure?
Fine.
You sure?
I'm great, Naomi. Good to see you in the flesh, I guess.
Yes, you see that she's in again, the same thing she was in before. Again, almost looks like a post-apocalyptic survivor. You see they have tattered robes. They're wearing a combination of what looks like to be different monster hides sort of sewn together. Scars on their chest, again, beefed out from whatever they've been doing these past few years. Hair tied up but dirty. and kind of go, "You look lovely. I never got the chance to say you really vision, just a vision."
I have a lot of complicated feelings in this very, very specific moment, and people that are better at feelings than me tell me that I should voice that. So I'm gonna tell you, stay away from me for at least the next 24 hours.
That might be a little hard, but let's go inside the house. Let's get your
Oh
other
my
siblings together,
God.
or the other
That's
mythics.
you saw what happened. Is that really a good idea? Is that a really good idea?
You see Vasco kind of go, "Well, we have some news to break to
I
you."
if the new you know what? Fine. Fine. Yeah, let's throw ourselves back into another job, Vasco. For
You're
what?
gonna
For
like
what?
this
For,
news.
for the fucking association. How many people are even alive at the association? Huh? How is this shit even left? How is it even functioning? How are they
Well,
giving us orders?
that's the thing. I I did a lot for you guys. I just want to put that out there. Uh, I have been, what's the fancy, downsized? There we go. Because I didn't let them kill your mentor. Your mentor went on a rampage inside Sector Z, so I had to convince them to let them go.
You don't work there anymore.
Yes, I have been fired. Is that what you want to say? So, right
Okay.
now, if I've been fired, that means that you now directly report to Hobbs.
I'm gonna be very direct with you because I like you more than I like Hobbs. I'm not directly reporting shit to anyone. And the moment that someone comes here, I'm gonna kill them.
Well, we were gonna try to, do something here, but since everybody's been murdered here,
Mhm.
maybe there's an opportunity to go off the grid.
Okay. All right.
We gotta run it by your other teammates,
I
siblings, whatever you want to
tell
call yourselves.
I'll do that. Believe me when I say I don't think anyone else should be talking to any of them right now other than us.
I think your mentor has a different idea. You see, they're already halfway up the driveway.
I think Vic at this point just super speeds. It's like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Oh, wow, that's a new one. I gotta write that down.
10, 10 minutes.
All right, 10 minutes. I'm gonna try to wash my hair with the fountain,
Yeah,
but
go.
I think it'll go
wash it.
fine. I think you've all missed me, and it's gonna be a very loving affair.
I think you have okay. All right. I'm gonna let proof is gonna be in the pudding. I'm gonna walk away now. And I think Vic, I don't know where fucking Eden is, so I think Vic just goes inside and like begins to look. Or like does a
Eden
speed
is
thing. Yeah, good.
Eden is like coming down the stairs as you, I think, come back inside.
Cool. Closes the door so that you don't see Naomi. Walks over to you, grabs you by the shoulders, turns you around. Let's go. Come on.
What, Vic? What are we doing? What is
Go
this?
into my room, I think. Question mark. Come on, just come with me.
Miss
Fine.
Foot, you hear this commotion upstairs. You see that everybody's moving about.
Eden doesn't resist. They know for a fact that they would lose in a strength fight against Vic, so they go. They go where they're pushed.
Yeah. I think we get to Vic's room. I think Vic's room is the like plainest looking shit ever because like one for the last month they haven't been here, and the month before that they didn't want to be here. So just a bed to sleep in. I think Vic kind of
Eden
like just good.
Eden kind of like glances around and then like completely heartlessly, so to speak, but with no bite in it. They're like, "What? No Dungeons and Dragons poster?" But like the bite's not even in it, you know?
No. Sold out when I went to go get one. I think Vic closes the door and like goes to wash their hands because I think it's covered in a little bit of blood after trying to clean up the house. I have a feeling I'm going to know the answer. But I almost feel like no one's asked this. How are you?
Don't start with me, Vic.
And I
please.
really want to know. I wouldn't ask if I didn't want to know. So you can deflect all you want, but I'm going to ask.
I need to deflect at least a few more times.
Okay, that's fair. That was a lot. That was a lot. And I mean, you already knew that stuff. We didn't, and so I can't imagine how the other two are acting. I've seen worse. So.
And Eden just kind of sits on the edge of Vic's bed, just real heavy, like they have no more energy to even keep themselves upright. You've seen worse. Have you?
Well, I mean, you saw our fight from third person. Imagine what it's like actively trying to hurt every single person that's ever been close to you in your life through first person.
I chose. When the Dread King asked the first time, I chose Del. You didn't. I hate to admit it, Vic, but we are different. As much as I like to hate you, because I see myself in you, we're different.
I think Vic, for the first time in a long time, like sits next to you and stays on the ground since, learning to fly. I couldn't make that decision. I know I couldn't. No, I would rather, if I was going to lose someone, I'd rather lose them trying than not, I mean, hey, look, I can do this. And I think they get up really quick and move around and then sit back in the seat. You don't become something different unless you try. And I guess that's where I'm at. I guess that's where I'm at.
And what do you want to be? Seriously. What do you want to be? Because I can't see past my own fucking reflection.
And I think Vic lays on their bed, leans back. What's that reflection look like to you? Do you hate it? Do you find it ugly?
Of course I do. Of course I do.
Well, usually the first things that we got to do is the thing that's right in front of us. And I hate to admit it, we're similar enough for me to know that what you're looking at is a monster that you need to accept. And I think Vic just kind of is looking at their claws. It's taken me up until the moment that I saved them until I had to admit that the monster inside of me is me. It's always been there. It's the one thing that, in a weird and fucked up way, has tried to protect me when I have had no one, or when everyone was too afraid to look at me or accept me or whatever fucking bullshit that I've dealt with for the last 20 odd years.
I didn't mean it. Vic,
What?
I didn't mean it. What I said when we burned the house down the first time, I didn't mean it. I didn't think you were bad or unlovable. I was afraid that I was, and I saw it in you, so I lashed out at the only person that made sense because it was you. But I didn't I didn't mean what I said.
Yeah. You're unlovable. But that's only because you won't let us love you.
I don't know how, Vic.
Do you think I know how? Fuck, I don't think any of us in this house know how to love each other. Right. I mean, who taught us to, huh? We got a weird, fucked up mentor that has been alive for God knows how long, that keeps secrets. We're not kids in a suburb. We've been struggling for so long, Eden. And I'm tired, and you've been tired. I mean, all we can do is try, I guess.
I mean, I literally don't know how. I pushed my heart off a cliff.
I think Vic touches your chest. I've tasted you. I've tried to touch your soul, and you've wrapped it in nothing so that no one can get in, Eden. I think it's gone because you want it to be gone. But who we are, the fact that you're sitting here, means that there's something. It means that you exist. So I don't know. Jump off the cliff and find it, but
Unlike some of us, I can't fly. And they just kind of like put their head in their hands and pinch their brow. And for a moment, it does actually look like that facade like breaks a little bit. Like they look half a moment like they're about to start crying before the expression just closes up and closes off. Like the impulse dies in their body before it even makes it out onto their face.
I think even if you close it off, I think Vic grabs you, just kind of grabs your head, pulls you in, and well, I can fly, so I'll take you there when you're ready.
Okay. Fuck. Okay. 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 Okay.
As this lovely moment happens between you two, you hear echoing through the house, which everybody can hear. Hello, children. Mentor's here.
Oh fuck! Shit! I think that breaks like Eden and Vic's moment. Oh fuck! Okay. Eden, really glad I came up here first. And I know how you might react, but thankfully you might be more tired. Naomi's fucking here, and I don't know what to fucking do about that. Also, apparently Vasco got fired.
And Eden, exhausted as they are, seems to do a few calculations about that. And they land somewhere kind of cold. Fine. Let's regroup then.
With that, does anybody else go towards the voice of your mentor that you haven't heard in quite some time?
Yeah, I think Misfit hears it from the basement in the middle of conversation with Morgan. Looks up. Well, thank you, Morgan, for this illuminating talk. I think I have something else to talk to. And Misfit gets up and reaches into their pocket, pulls out their mother's necklace, puts it on, rubs it times, and walks upstairs.
Proceeds up there. What about you, Heaven?
As much as Heaven genuinely doesn't want to, they go downstairs. They pick up Kel and put them on the back sheath. And just tired. They don't even try to put on their airs or smile. They're just there.
See, Kel going, finally, I was stuck here. It was cold. I didn't know what happened. I've blacked out. That's never happened for me before.
Doesn't he respond?
Silent treatment, is this what we're really doing right now? And with that, you see Naomi kind of, Heaven! And Kavga! You see, oh, Mistress Naomi, it's been too long! You see that she kind of just, almost like a dog pats the sort of just pommel of the sword. Heaven, you look wonderful. I think you've really grown into quite a wonderful adult. If that's the word I think people use nowadays. I've kind of lost the lingo when you are surviving.
You're really pissing me off.
And you see she sees Eden. She goes, Eden,
Nope, don't do it. Don't do it.
Simple apology. Just, I'm sorry for what happened within the theater. I had no idea what they were doing. A formal apology on my part. My sweet, sweet boy.
Apology accepted, Naomi. It's good to see you again.
Very good to see you too. And Miss Foot, you come up the stairs. You see Miss Foot.
Oh, mentor? Or should I say auntie?
You speak nonsense. I'm not your auntie. We're not related.
Right. Now, why are you here?
Well, Vasco, please take this, because I feel a tension of air, and I'm hoping one of these children do not know something I do not want them to know. And you see that Vasco kind of turns. So I got fired. I saved a mentor's life. So that happened. So at the moment, Hobbs is coming to take you all back to base. Now, whatever happened here has made our lives much easier. It's up to you guys whether you want to keep working for these people, or the alternative option is we go off grid.
Going off grid seems like a good option, considering that the initiative no longer has the resources we need to actually catch the AD.
You see Vasco kind of, well, I can actually take that out right quick. It's not that hard, especially that we have your mentor here. And Rocco, on his side, gives us a little bit of a smile. We can get this out, but we need to find a place. I have, personally, an observatory that I purchased and is out of the purview of the hunters. You see, Rocco goes, I also know a guy who knows a guy who knows a cousin of a father who owns an arcade. So we can use that, and you see your mentor. Or, I know someone in the city who owes me a personal favor, and we can all head over to the Elysium Diner for maybe a quick bit of food to catch up and find a new base of operations there.
Eden is barely fucking hanging on, but they are doing a heroic job shouldering this moment. Forgive me, I don't find myself in the mood for food right now. Is there somewhere private we can go?
Like the two of us, or kind of all together, because if we were talking about privacy, I do think maybe the abandoned observatory would be best for privacy. but I don't know if what context we're talking about.
Everyone. I think all of us need to get to safety as soon as possible.
Now let's go to the observatory.
Agreed.
See
Sure.
Rocco go, damn, and kind of you see pays up money to Vasco. Sucker. Fantastic. Let us all get Rocco, help me downstairs. You see he proceeds to head downstairs. Are there any left? Or did whoever was here take them all?
I think they talked about leaving the Morgan.
Great, they left the most dangerous one.
Yeah,
Yep,
he's still
all right.
down there. Not very happy. Seems to think that the Dread King is going to be back for him.
Do you see Vasco? Fanatics, what are you gonna do? And proceeds to go down with Rocco and proceed to clean everything up. You see Naomi kind of with all of you looking very sour and dour. You all look wonderful. I do want to apologize again for leaving under mysterious circumstances and possibly ruining several lives in that process. Was never my intention. Yeah. So, how are you all doing? You're eating. Clearly, I'm trying to find the words for.
There's have to be words.
I got laughter.
Naomi,
So,
ruining our lives by leaving. No, how about, why not try ruining our lives by bringing me here in the first place?
that's harsh. It's very harsh. It's not exactly what happened.
So tell me, since you never have, what happened?
Well, to make a long story short, someone came to the house looking to kill all of you, and I sacrificed myself so that that wouldn't happen.
That's not exactly the part I was talking about.
Then I'm a little bit confused. What exactly are we talking about?
Why am I here on
Oh!
Earth?
I feel like that's maybe a private discussion, unless you want everybody in the room to know. It's up to you.
To know what? Oh, does everybody not know? Let's fill everybody in. Why don't we?
don't have to
And
do
Misfit
that.
turns to everybody else. Did you know that Naomi is my aunt? They're an alien? Is that an appropriate term? Not from here.
I prefer not from here. Alien tends to have negative connotations with probing for some reason among your civilization, which is, again, really weird and feel is more of a construct of your deeper societal. I'm getting ahead of myself. I just not from here. I'm properly, if you want to call me by the name of my empire, I am known as a Zorathian.
Yeah. So now you all know. And you seem to have known who I was this whole time. So, Naomi,
I knew a bit. I knew a bit.
why am I here?
You see that she is very reluctant to say anything. If you would please be kind to roll or manipulate somebody in this instance.
Can
as
I?
They do count as a monster for this instance.
I got a mixed success.
Miss Wood, I will tell you everything you want to know, not in company. They should not know that I am your aunt. To begin with, you shouldn't know that I'm your aunt. That was kind of an agreement I had with individuals. But for the most part, if you want to have this discussion further, it needs to be between us.
Fine. Why don't we all go to the observatory and we can talk there?
You see Unless anybody wants to do anything, time is gonna pass. So does anybody want to get anything off their chest? Or are we gonna let time pass?
How much time are we talking?
About another hour before you get to where you're going.
That's fine.
Eden is looking very carefully between Misvet and Naomi, like watching this play out. That's all.
Vic is so uncomfortable. So uncomfortable. And actually also angry, but really holding that in. And I think like Heaven would be able to clock that.
Mm-hmm. I think the feeling is mutual. The fact that she can say in front of them that there's secrets or there's things to not talk about when they both sacrificed a chunk of their presumably mortal lives. It's very emotional.
Vic's gonna let this be a misfit thing, because if Vic steps in, it's gonna get violent.
As you can tell, there's a lot of tension within the room, so much so that it could break the walls. But for the most part, you see that an hour passes by as you guys are all along the van of the outside. You see they're loading in the last compartments, and you see Rocco, Vasco, front seat, Naomi in the back, as the rest of you look upon your house from one last time. Is there anything you wish to do before you all head over to the observatory?
I think Vic walks over to Eden. Hey, how do you could you give me like a 1-minute crash course on how to do magic?
No.
Okay, cool. Because I was trying to do this, and I think Vic kind of looks over to the house. I hope you all got everything, and then kind of squints their eyebrows and is really, really struggling to do this. But Vic's gonna use magic, specifically gonna use their move, burn everything.
I will say for the purposes of this, there's no real pressure.
Yeah.
You're able to. How do you destroy the house?
Yeah, so I think kind of the magic in Vic is kind of still stemming from the monster within, and kind of tugging on that. Vic's claws, like nails, go red hot, and just almost similarly to the portal that it happened back in I don't know what episode 2, like a flaming spear kind of engulfs the house from the base and then burns it upwards.
And I think from just behind Vic, Eden also just kind of tilts their head to the side, and I want to use the very same move, burn everything. But instead of burning everything, it's more so that nothing's burning, it's just turning into fire from the top down. Like the wood just turns into flame. That's the transmutation that they do, where they pull it all down.
Fantastic. As you, both of you work in unison, almost like if somebody was mowing a lawn. You take one side, you take the other, and proceed to almost like a reverse construction, destroying the house and everything in it. As you drive off into the night, into the more woody section or the more outdoor section of the city. Maybe about 30 minutes pass as you sort of drive through. You see that the lights of the city begin to sort of go further and further away. As you guys begin to go off a curvy side near what looks like to be the cliffs of the city, and I'm sort of zooming in, you can see in the distance what looks like to be a very old observatory. It's not grand in design. You can see it probably may have been just for research for astronomy, but for some reason something didn't pan out, and now it's abandoned. Kind of get closer. You see Vasco gets out. It's got a key, unlocks it, pushes the gates, and lets you all in. And upon coming into this structure, you can see that it's slightly old. Again, it's not too old where it's like vegetation's growing everywhere, as it seems to be maybe abandoned within the past decade. You see that there's some moss growing in some places, and nature is beginning to make its way into the crevices of the machinery. But for the most part, it's secure, There's nobody around, and at least you got a good view. With that, what do we wish to do? As you guys are all getting out, you see Vasco and Rocco begin to unplug everything and whatnot.
Yeah, I think Vic's been, and if it's okay with you, I think Vic's been holding Heaven's hand, like on the car ride here, like just staying close. And then I think when we kind of get into the larger space, I think Vic's going to God, words are hard. I think Vic is going to kind of like let go of Heaven's hand and kind of walk over to Naomi. And if everyone's cool with it violence-wise, gonna kick her, like using Vic's. Basically, I think it's just like a kick that you do, like basically like picking up the leg, hitting the chest, and setting Naomi as flying as far as possible with the weird strength.
Please roll kick some ass. As you see, opens up your arms of like, oh, they're coming in for a hug, and immediately just stomp on her chest.
Yeah, Vic's trying to send her flying, and I just rolled 2 6s plus my 3, so 15.
You, boof! You see, she gets kicked on the ground, gets buried deep. You see, gets up. You see on their chest where you kick them, clothes ripped off, but their chest glowing almost like a bluish in nature before it goes back to normal. Go, I deserve that.
I think Vic's flying, like floating, flying.
Vic, can we not? No, 7 years. I understand you're upset, but there's ways to talk about
I'm not
this.
upset about the 7 years. You want to talk to Misfit about things? You want to keep secrets? Do you see what secrets is doing to us? And I think Vic just flies fast, using the speed and just clotheslining.
With that, you come in. Poof! She's not fighting you. She's like, I know you're upset. Ow! I really know you're upset. Ow!
You're a fucking alien? What, do you think we're afraid of that? Do you think we can't handle that? I'm a fucking siphon, but I'm sure you knew that. Are you fuck? And I think Vic is just like picking stuff up and is so unbelievable, like, believably angry.
You see Kelgar behind you having go, we should do something. They're gonna kill each other. Or I think one of them is going to kill the other.
And I think this is a very opportune moment as they ignore Kel to pull my Destiny's Plaything.
Please do. Heaven! Heaven! And just slowly drifting away from your mind.
Boy, howdy. Let's see. That's a 5.
You're in an old town square. We're talking tombstone, we're talking like that old western vibe to it. You don't know where you are, but there's just bodies everywhere. You see a figure with the sun behind them. You can't see anything, but you see 4 shining weapons. Before you shot in the chest, bleeding on the ground. And as you look to the sky, you see the figure look over you with its red eyes. Before you see a set of wings from their back and shoot you until you wake back up again. As you see that Naomi's still getting her ass beat by Vic.
Vic just does it until they're worn out, until Naomi shows a sign of like weakness of like, okay, that hurt, like until Naomi kind of just stumbles a little bit. Vic's like,
Karl goes, please, they're gonna kill them. They're going to kill them. We need to do something. Please do not let them kill my friend.
Vic,
Yeah.
stop.
Fine.
Thank you.
Comes back to the ground and goes next to heaven.
You see that Naomi picks herself up. She has to. Has to put their jaw back in place. For the most part, they seem that everything you did healed up. She says, 1 second, puts her arm just straight forward out, like commanding it in a certain direction. And you see energy from the areas you hit go into her arm and boom, hit the side of the mountain, which just blast off a chunk into the ocean. Whew.
Great.
Fantastic. I'm gonna go get washed up, because there seems to be a lot of tension here. Misfoot, if you want to join me to learn about all the family secrets, please do. If not, then do as you please. I'm gonna go, and proceeds to walk off.
Is this all for the night?
I believe so. Is there anything else? Is there someone hunting you guys at the moment that I don't know about?
No, this is it. It's time for bed, I think.
Fantastic. Again, follow me if you want to know more. If not, good night to all of you. And proceeds to walk in a direction to find their room.
And instead of following Naomi, Misfit actually turns to Eden. And wordlessly, they slip their hand into his. And they hold it tenderly. Far too tenderly. Come. It's time for bed.
Eden had been watching Vic kick the shit out of Naomi impassively. And when you slip your hand into theirs, they almost look like they are back in this reality. They look at you sideways. And they don't say anything, but they do follow you.
Where are we staying inside of this observatory? Question mark for the storyteller.
You see that Vasco makes some makeshift rooms. They're nothing like a house. They're not actual rooms. They just seem to be departments, or they seem to be rooms that were used for other purposes that have been retrofitted. The beds themselves are just almost like very survival-esque, of like if a hurricane happened and you needed to set up shop somewhere, kind of materials there. It's got a kitchen. It's got the basic necessities. There's a bathroom, thank God, because you would have used the woods. But for the most part, it seems to be functional.
You said it's an observatory of some kind, correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Misfit, I think, takes Eden into like the equivalent of the planetarium in this space. And I imagine that it's still going, so they're up above us. We can see the constellations kind of like moving quicker than they should be in the night sky. The light kind of like dancing off of our faces as we come in. And I imagine that at this point, like Vasco had already moved all of our stuff in like for us and everything. And so Misfit takes Eden to the stage where performances or presentations or something would happen in this planetarium. They take Eden to the stage, and from within their pockets, because in all of the commotion of everything that had happened, Eden had forgotten, Misfit pulls out Eden's gloves. The black leather gloves, the very same gloves that Eden always wears. And without saying a word, meticulously, ritualistically, Misfit drops one knee, then the second, and kneels in front of Eden, holds out the gloves to him. Hurt me.
What are you doing, Misfit?
Hurt me.
What are you doing?
Hurt me.
No.
Hurt me.
No.
Hurt me.
No.
Eden, hurt me.
No.
Why? Isn't this what you do? Hurt me. And they like hold out the gloves further, extending their arm to its fullest.
Eden takes the gloves, throws them on the ground. You know I can't do that. No.
Why are you getting cold feet now?
You know why.
I love you. Is that what you thought I was gonna say?
Was I wrong?
Yes. Why would I say that?
And despite themselves, Eden's eyelids like flutter a little bit. And they don't have an answer. For the first fucking time, in the entire time you've known them, they do not have an answer for you.
No. I don't love you, Eden.
I know. True.
I never loved you.
I know. True.
And you never loved me. Because you can't. You're incapable. You're a monster. Doesn't know what love is. You always have been.
I know. True. Right. I know, Misfit. So do you. Because it's been doomed from the start, hasn't it? Taking it out on Naomi. When I remember it was me who summoned you. It was me who broke your magic. And it's you who's going to cause the apocalypse. You've never been quiet about it.
You never had a problem with that before?
No. I didn't. Because I always knew how this would end. Didn't I? Doomed. From the start.
You never had faith in me.
I thought you hated me.
I do hate you. If I kept you around, it wasn't out of love. It wasn't because I liked you. It was because fun to play with. Little trophy for the shelf.
I know. True.
You know, they call me the devil of lies. You could give me a run for my money. What we saw on that stage? Do you know who that was?
And there Eden's composure breaks a little. What are you talking about?
The person who made you something. Something more than this pathetic mortal that you are.
No. I haven't seen them since.
You have my family to thank for that. That's my brother.
And the same expression cracks over Eden's face, too. Like, grief bubbles up in their chest, like it shakes and heaves for half a moment before it dies in their face. Is that so?
His name's Tyr. He fancies himself a god of or not a god, but a devil of calamities and truths. Ironic. He wants my job, so you're lucky. Because I'm gonna kill him. But it's not for you.
I know, Misfit. I know it's not. It never has been. It never will be. Because you're here to do one thing and one thing only.
You didn't have to go with everything else. I get to decide. I could bring you with me.
I thought you hated me.
I do. Like I said, you keep me entertained.
I know.
And
all the fight goes out of them.
And I think this entire time, Misfit has been listening to Eden say, I know, and it ringing true after every single lie. And every time, Misfit takes a beat and is listening so hard for any trace of Eden's heart, listening for a heartbeat, finding none in its place, hoping against hope that maybe he's wrong. Maybe they're wrong, maybe this is all a mistake of some kind, but finding none. And hearing Eden say that they know. To all of these lies. All of these things that Misfit doesn't mean. I think, Eden, you know him well enough that you can see him crack just a little bit. I think there's a shake of the body. There's a furrowing of the brows. Like surprise or confusion comes over their face. Like, why is that true? But they don't say anything. They don't bring it up.
And Eden doesn't either. Even as these words, this acknowledgement, I know, there's no satisfaction in being right. There's no satisfaction in being right. And there's a thought in the logical part of their brain that echoes somewhere really far away that asks another impossible question. If you don't have a heart, why is it breaking? And they look down at Misfit. Glad I entertain you. True.
And Misfit does what Eden can't. They cry. It's slow and soft and they just look at Eden, holding his gaze strongly, intently. And with their eyes, I think they beg Eden to call them out. Eden always does. Devil of lies, devil of lies. They beg Eden to call them out again. The one time that it's true.
Eden gets down, like kind of just shifts their whole body down so that they're looking Misfit in the eyes. Both of them kind of kneeling on this abandoned concrete slab with these half-broken star frames all around them. There was another one. Another regret we didn't get to. And Eden reaches forward and thumbs like a tear off of Misfit, and it burns the whole way. And then they kind of like come back to themselves, right? Like all of their worst fears that they knew were true, but they didn't want to be confirmed. Devil of lies, crying. Them a pathetic mortal, playing on the strings that he sets out for them. Eden gives the saddest smile. And they get up. And they start to walk away.
Just before you leave the room, Misfit turns fully to face Eden's back, still on their knees. And they ask, if you knew that this was doomed, why did you do it?
And Eden looks halfway over their shoulder, kind of gripping the door frame. Because I love you. And it warbles. The truth and the lie of it fragments like a broken mirror, pinging inside of Misfit's head. And they leave the room.
With that idea floating in your mind, I will say that we all go to sleep. With that notions and the ideas of what tomorrow promises after whatever the hell happened now. What more can there be? And as we do a quick sleep, I'll hunt us heal up, wounds being tended to. Eden, you wake up first in the morning. You smell a familiar smell you haven't, well, no pun intended, smelled in quite a long time, as you smell French toast of the finest kind. But this is also a point of concern, because there's only one person you know in the world who makes French toast as good as this.
Please, God, kill me now. Eden mumbles into their pillow.
You hear their whistling coming from the hall.
I'm in a nightmare. Eden rolls off their bed, their shitty piece of shit bed frame, and goes barefoot, like in their sleeping clothes, to the kitchen.
You proceed to walk in that direction, and you see that as you turn around, you see what looks like to be a pair of glowing yellow wings in the shape of an angel's, as they're currently cooking in the kitchen with whatever little supplies you had. So much so that They may be using the food you're supposed to be rationing, maybe, you don't know, but at the moment, they seem to have used it to cook a full-on gourmet breakfast, as you see them turn around with a plate of French toast, as we see the same individual we saw before. Same dress as Eden, chest out, you see the top scars on the bottom, light brown skin, scruffy hair with a little bit of a scruff on their chin. Blue eyes, smiling at you. Ethan, it has been too long. I made
That facial hair looks really bad on you.
the facial hair is doing wonders back at home.
Yeah, not doing you any favors here. What the
been too-
fuck are you doing?
Well, how are you doing? I hope you're doing quite fine. I made you Raffy, so that should be another thing of, thank you, my love, how they say, Zemor.
That is not what I would call you. And I hate your cooking.
So I'm guessing we're going to cut the chit chat.
Well, I haven't seen you in, 3 years? What are you
Yes.
doing?
Well, you tried to off the Pope. I just want to put that out there. That's why we really had to end the relationship. But for the most part,
Right, do we have to do this now?
look, I need your help. Moriel has been taken. Kidnap is the word maybe you want to use, but for the most part, I need your help not only to find him, but also to find a book of sorts. And I'm willing to pay you in a currency I know you will love. And you see he pulls out what looks like to be this sort of golden trinket with red rubies along it, as it looks almost like a watch in a sense. I know you were researching for a long time. If you help me find the book and Marielle, I will give you this.
What, do I recognize it?
For now, no. You don't know what this is. You just see that he just pulls out a piece of jewelry. You're just like, okay.
Does my vanity really speak so loud to you?
Please, I would never, not what you eat, and gives you a little bit of wink. This is what you have been researching all the long time for. This is the Demonis Arcanis, which would allow an individual, no matter if they belong to the plane or not, to return to hell. This is a ticket from hell to back, and it is yours if you help me. And I think we will cut for break there. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Mythic Initiative. With that, let us pick up where we left off. Now, for the purposes of this, unless Eden, you want to say anything privately, for the most part, he's going to try to get everybody in the same room. Is there anything you want to say to him before he does that, or do we just want to proceed with the information he has?
I think we can proceed with the information with a quiet word to keep their arrangement, like their the object, a secret.
Fantastic. With that, you all find yourselves in what looks like to be just a broken down round table that probably was used for like meetings or something. And he goes, hello? My name is Jax. I am I'm not a brother technically. I'm kind of, to put it in simple words, I am, you see his wings, an angel, that is right. I am specifically an angel from the Brotherhood of Yala, which is a group of angels that were set here by a specific archangel to just proceed over the events and act as protectors in major events that may happen. It's a pleasure to meet you all. Ethan has told me very much about your teamwork together.
Shut up.
So, Ethan, as you know, he kind of gets over, puts his hand on your shoulders. He's a very special individual. But for the most part, I need your help. Specifically, an individual came about 2 nights ago looking for something called the Archeart Directory, which I have no idea what it means. But from looking in our archives, the last person to have this directory or know about it seems to be Naomi.
Is there an equivalent of an insight check in this game?
For the purpose of this, for your lie detector, he's not lying.
No, I know. That's not what I'm looking for. This person just put a hand on Eden, and Eden doesn't like people to touch them, generally speaking. So, but they didn't. But he didn't.
Real charm for me.
They seem to tolerate it.
Yeah. I got an 11.
Oh, you know they did stuff. They did. They were co-workers probably, but this is an X for sure. So you know that for sure. Just off the back, there's too much friendliness, and Eden not immediately punching this person in the face means that they had some kind of relationship in the past.
Misfit looks at Eden, looks back at this. What did he give us a name yet?
Jax.
Jax.
Kind of, yes.
Looks at Jax. And then pops out their own wings, which, you know, are complete contrast to Jax's wings. You know, they are like these skeletal bat-like wings wreathed in fire. And Misfit just continues eating. Doesn't say anything.
You see, he goes to you, Misfit. His hand begins to go towards your chest.
Hey, back up now, buddy. I don't know you like that.
You see, he looks at your tattoo. Are you a herald of the apocalypse?
And what if I was?
Well, Tia, I thought we had an arrangement in which you would not proceed to do this, but...
Yeah, and I won't. I'm still maintaining our deal. See, look, there's only 4 horns. It's nothing close to what I need. You should know that. I would have told you that.
Right, that's another problem I will have to deal with. But for the most part, Naomi, you see Naomi's just dogging on the breakfast. Delicious stuff that you made here. Yes, the directory, I know both where the directory might be, and also I think I understand who attacked you. Luckily, we were able to save some files. Specifically, you see them throw them across to each of you, It looks like the person you are hunting down is. Well, you see your sword get scared, almost shaking immediately as the picture unreveals what looks like to be a picture taken in the mid 1800s of a what looks like to be Hispanic male, almost like a goatee, a little bit of a skinny frame. He was known as the Wraith of the West. He was the first and last champion of Azariel. Specifically, for those who did not know, that was the Angel of Death. He ended her line, per se. So, pretty powerful. He was also a wielder of one of the Swords of Destiny. Very much like your own heaven, except if you do not know, your sword has family members. Specifically, he wielded Priya before he corrupted her, melted her down into weapons of his design, and used them as he sees fit. For the most part, I don't know why. He is what he wants with the directory. The directory, to explain that, each person on this earth has a magical quantity to them, yes. But to be specific, this directory was written by the angels and is pretty much the equivalent of a phone book to find out who or where the descendants of archangels reside in the world. Some of these people do not know who they are in terms of their ancestry and the power, hence they're known as archons, as they have the potential to become an archangel given the right circumstances. But for the most part, they don't know about it. And the book itself is just a directory of where to find them in the world and how powerful they are. I hid that away due to the fact that that was a poor thing to just leave anybody, especially the way angels conduct their business. So I left it in the Veil Lane.
The Veil Lane. What is the Veil Lane?
The Veil Lane is a marketplace. Pretty much monsters do their business there. Or, well, not monsters, just any mythical creature, really. They do it out of the purview of the eye. It's run by Athica, or Agatha. Forgive my English. But for the most part, it should be secured in a shop. I remember it to be. Thinking for a second. The Bronze Emporium, I believe, is where I left it, including one of his weapons, Fury. So, both of those items should be there. Hopefully, he hasn't found it yet. I don't know.
So you want us to clean up your mess again?
You see Jack kind of go, well, technically, it's our mess, I guess.
Who's our?
It's a brotherhood. Joaquin, or the Wraith of the West, was one of ours until he betrayed his code.
Interesting. And I think Vic's still kind of looking at Nomi. And why did you just leave this thing out? I mean, you had it. Why didn't you burn it?
Technically, you can't burn it because it's an angelic book. Second of all, you never know when it might be useful. And third of all, it's not my right to destroy it. I just hid it.
Yeah, hiding so many things every day of your life. Yeah, all right, whatever. Let's go.
Might I remind you all that I'm a devil? You're asking me to work with quite literally the enemy here.
Enemy is such a strong word. I'm just a concerned citizen. And to be honest, I don't have problem with demons. I have a lot of demon friends.
That's great for you.
Thank you.
I just think that we operate on very different moral foundations. That's all.
Misfit, if you want to stay, you can stay.
Aren't you
Nobody's
dating?
gonna.
Yeah. It's like dating a priest. I point to Eden.
And Misfit just kind of looks over at Eden. Not dating. But fine. I'll join.
Eden's face doesn't move.
Well, I think I steps really in it here, but Eden, you know what you get out of this. But for the most part, uh, good luck, everyone, and have a splendid time. If you need me, Eden, you know how to call me, whether it be by the pager or if you want to go the more what's the word? Just call me. You know how to do it.
Sacramental.
There we go. I always forget sometimes.
And by way of explanation, Eden just kind of twirls their wrist and goes, for making up for trying to kill the Pope, I owe them a favor.
Well, this is a very awkward home, so I am going to leave. Peace! And you see him immediately, just a beam of light disappears.
That
I
guy?
hate them.
Really?
It's a business arrangement.
Sure, you two got up to a lot of business.
Yeah.
See, Naomi. All right. Time is of the essence. Let us go a team.
Naomi, can I don't want to. First of all, I'm glad you're okay.
Glad you're okay too.
I've spent 7 years of my life looking for you.
And I spent 7 years of my life fighting unimaginable horrors in another dimension.
What is 7 years to an extraterrestrial? And 7 years to a human. I'm going to say this as plainly as I can without the rage of my teammates. You're not in charge here.
Oh.
You don't
Perhaps
get
it
to
would
come
be
back
better if
into
you
our
stayed
life.
here.
Thank you. You can help decorate. This place is awful. And it could really use a motherly touch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Go team. And they kind of sadly go off in the corner. You see Vasco kind of like, sorry. Watch out. If my knowledge is correct, he tends to target individuals that he's more of a judge, jury, executioner type. So the more shit you feel on yourself, I guess, the more likely he's going to go after you. But
I'm not gonna ask what that means because I don't think
just
I'm gonna get it.
don't get too close. That's all I'm saying.
It's a good thing
Watch
some
out for
of
his
us
guns.
can't feel anything.
Yeah, believe me, he has a way of peering into that soul of yours, even if you may not have one.
Great, thank you. At the breakfast table. Can we please get going now?
As you all proceed, you see Heaven Kelgord shaking. Yeah, Heaven, I am concerned. I think I want to talk to you about this a long time. I think we should just leave. Break out, if you will. Go far away. I know a place in the Jamaica, Bahamas, somewhere where there's a beach. We should leave. We should leave. We should go away. We should not be here. We should just leave.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to clarify this for me. Do you mean leave so we can operate and fulfill my destiny? And like they're talking out loud, normal volume, doing the jazz hands up front, even though Kella's on his back? Are you saying we just abandon everything?
Abandon every fuck Destiny, fuck whoever Destiny is working with, we just leave. We go, we ride into the sunset, we never speak to anyone here again, maybe a phone call, I know good postcards we could send for the holidays, but for the most part, we just fucking leave.
If you suggest that again, I'll melt you down too.
Oh, that's mean and that's really hurtful.
It's a promise.
Is Kel being a coward again?
Oh, absolutely.
Hey, Heaven. Can you ask?
Yes.
Can you ask Kel about like the rage weapon? That one sounds kind of cool.
Just ask him yourself. And she just unsheathes it and sits right in front of Vic.
It's just like Vic kind of like picks him up haphazardly. Like I think Vic is like palming them. That doesn't
Can you
even
not?
care.
Can you not?
Yeah, and Vic is like walking out to the car. Yeah, so like tell me about like this like rage weapon. I think that'd be really good for me.
It's not a rage weapon. That was my cousin that he corrupted and broke down.
Oh,
into
they're
different
broken.
parts.
Fuck.
That's mean, Vic.
I think Vic throws Kel to like
I
into the
gotta
woods.
I hate you all with a passion.
I'll get him back, by the way. Like, yeah, I need that. But boy,
I'm warning you all. That's all I'm saying.
it's a little late for a warning, don't you think?
You all proceed to the Vale Lane, as you have to go in the deeper part of the city near the docks. Kind of get to the point where they've directed you at least. And you find yourself going into one of the fishing houses. It smells like, well, fish, and it doesn't smell great. It's cold in here, but as you enter, you see coming down, almost like rolling in a trash dump, this gremlin-like figure, blue skin, just very ravenous, going, "Hello? Can I help you?"
Hi, we're looking for a market?
You are specifically referring to the Vale Lane. I would ask if you leave any and all magical items at the door. The last time we let people in, they decided to blow up half of the town and also scorch this particular store. It wasn't fun.
I would like to request a small caveat because without my magical item, I would not be magical. And in order to defend myself, I feel much safer with my magical item.
Is this like a thing that you really need? Because, we have...
Yes, because otherwise I would not have expressed my concerns for it.
You see him pull something down. You start to see steps. You need to go to security on the left. Meet Attica, and she will deal with your request personally.
What store got blown up?
Oh, the Bronze Emporium.
Is that the store we're looking for?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Does that mean we still need to go? Or like...
I'm pretty sure it adds to the urgency and they need to go.
Oh, okay, fine. Yeah, all right.
You also see the figure extend their hand out. And a tip for the doorman, if you would please. I do have a family to feed.
I think Misfit takes his hand and says, "Here's a tip. Next time somebody asks you to keep their magical item on them, just let them."
I see.
That sounds like a very personal tip. I don't know if that applies to like everyone. I think Vic like gives them like $1 and is like, no, like here, there you go.
You hear just, "We're getting fish tonight, boys!" You just see a bunch of other ones. Yeah. And with that, you all proceed down. As you go down, you start to see that the structure changes a bit from that cold to almost heat in nature. You see almost jungle-like foliage begin to form on the ramparts of it. And as you do enter, you go left, proceeding in what looks like to be an office, almost like that of the mid-20s, 1920s. And it looks almost more like a detective's office rather than security. And on the door, it says Vale Lane Security. Opening it through, it looks like an old precinct of sorts. You see there's a bunch of just security guards wearing what looks like to be almost a mixture of Greek armor with almost security garbs over it. And with that, you see one individual directing others is a statue. You see that they're old in nature, almost from the Greek era. Their hair is still carved in from the very same sense they were before. Their eyes almost that dullish stone, as you see they are missing an arm, not from an attack, but it seems of just old age. And with that, they're currently reporting on that. You see they look around, also maybe about 8 feet tall, and is constructed in the way of Spartan woman-esque, so still had a very line physique to it. And with that, all of you, with that, you see that she kind of turns. Hello. Can I help you all?
I was directed here to register my weapon, I suppose.
Ah, you see, she pulls the weapon with her stone hand. Kelga, it has been too long. You see, Agatha. We dated once. It was short. He has issues. He tends to abandon people a lot. Oh, you woman. Put me down. Hands his sword back to you. You're fine to go. The rest of your friends, if you have any magical items, unless they are absolutely necessary to your survival, I would suggest you leave them here. Tensions have been kind of high since we got attacked.
Do you know exactly who attacked you and why?
All we know, they seem to be angels.
I see. Thank you.
Enjoy your stay in the Vale Lane.
As we're walking,
Oh no, continue, please. Continue.
As we're walking, I'd love to use my move Tune In, which lets me tune my mind to a monster or minion monster here. I'll roll plus weird, and then I have some questions I can ask. As Eden kind of like focuses in on any specific scripture that they've read about this particular AD, like the story of them, their history with the Vatican, etc., as they kind of just let their mind like wander open as they start to go into this new space.
Please roll for me.
That was a miserable failure. 2 + 1 + 3, whatever number that is, 6.
Your mind,
yeah.
your magic, again, you've been detoxed, and you haven't closed yourself off, so that magic, you're still trying to get a hold of it, but for the most part, all you know is what they told you. A cowboy, was a real person. From what you know, they were an outlaw. For some reason, the Archangel of Death wanted a champion. They chose him. That's all you know, from the most part, and then, for some reason, betrayed. And you don't know what the story is from there.
Also, I'll just let you know, on a miss, the monster becomes aware of me.
Fantastic. As we continue along our way, you enter into the lane, which is a beautiful array of shops, of food, some normal, others unique, as you see what looks like to be almost a Leviathan-like creature being served as sushi, which is scary for you, but normal for the other creatures, as you see unicorns, trolls, gnomes, anything out of the book here. You even see a couple demons who see you, Misfoot, and bow in just title. And as you guys are walking through, you see what looks like to be the Bronze Emporium, as it is, well, in its name, bronze on the outside, but you see the windows seem to have been a bomb or some sort of fire came off on the inside and kind of burned it down. You see it's kind of covered in tape at the moment from anybody entering. And with that, what would you like to do?
I would like to poorly roll investigate a mystery.
Anybody else want to investigate? Da. Das ist gut.
Yeah, why not?
Das ist 3. Okay, everybody. Scooby-Doo.
Wow, I'm so good at this. I don't think I've passed one yet. I got what do I add to that?
Sharp.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
I got a 3.
Okay.
I failed as well.
Experience. I also failed.
Oh.
I got a 10!
Hey, the one.
Yay!
Everybody, you're not all detectives. You're meant for fighting. You're fighting machines, especially with Kelgar nagging behind your head, having the whole time of let's leave, let's leave, let's leave, let's leave, let's leave, just constantly not stopping like a child. Just heaven, 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 just bothering you. Eden, what questions would you like to ask about the scene as we're about to enter into it?
What happened here? Where did it go?
You walk inside. You guys see that this was once a beautiful shop, but for some reason a fire started, and a number of its items was burned down. What happened here, it looks like someone walked in and a fight started. You see somebody shot, as the bullets themselves concern you, as they're a mixture of what looks like to be Ethereum, which is this almost angelic-like metal. Or Ethereum, my bad. Ethereum is sort of the angelic metal that most of the stuff is made from deities or any kind of creature of an upper plane. That's their steel equivalent. But also a mixture of obsidian, similar to that of Heaven's sword, Kelgar. You also see what looks like to be soul scorches on the walls, which means that spirits launched hit against the wall of pure energy. Where did it go? You see that it was looking somewhere in the back, but something stopped it before it could do a full search and immediately booked it out the door. There seems to be something in the back that they were trying to look for that they didn't get in time.
I think Eden is, they're definitely picking up all of the bullet shells because I'm not going to let any material go to waste. That's for me.com. They pick it up, and as they kind of see all of these things, we might not actually be too late to get that book. And they head toward the back.
Heading toward the back. Is there anything else anybody wants to do? As you're all fumbling, trying to investigate, you're like, is this the book? And it just falls on the ground. You can't, it's hard to see. It's almost like walking through a burnt house and like, okay, where is the book in the pile of ash?
No, I think Misfit just follows Eden's lead in this case, not really knowing what to do. And I think like as we're walking like towards the back following Eden, I think Misfit just kind of like bumps elbows Vic a little. It's like, hey, so like that Jax guy, he's kind of a dweeb, right?
I think Vic ignores you.
Hey, Vic.
I don't got time for your weird jealousy, Misfit.
I'm not jealous.
You're not jealous. And I think Vic just keeps walking forward.
Eden, roll another sharp for me, please. Not to investigate a mystery, but to see what is hidden here.
Oh lord, okay. That is a 8.
8. You proceed to look. You see that there's something hidden under the counter, but there's a trap on it. You know that if you open this, something might come out and either attack you, whether it be maybe a wizard spell, like a fireball, or something that just, or maybe something gets summoned, or maybe it's an alarm. You don't know, but you know there's a magical seal here protecting a piece of tile.
Watch out, booby trapped.
Is it?
And I would love to use my rote to transmute the runes to mean a different thing, so that if I triggered this, a different effect would happen. That's going to be my attempt to kind of like reorganize the runes with magic.
Please roll for me, please.
I will roll for you. I love mysteries. I rolled a 12 plus 3. That is whatever number that is.
Yeah. What are you
I can't do
transcribing
math.
it to? What is the effect that you want to happen?
That it opens safely, and I am able to retrieve whatever it is guarding, but that I also will have access to the memories of this scene almost. That like whatever this sigil has seen, if that makes sense, like who
Mhm.
put it here, who put the seal on, like how did they do this magic, like what has this seal seen, who has tried to get this in the past before, like things like that will kind of come with them.
You lift it up, and as you do, you see the dust begins to swirl up as the dust and the smoke begin to form humanoid figures. You see that the door opens. Ding! 2 individuals walk in. Another gentleman who apparently may be elder in nature as the way they walk kind of goes, Can I help you?" The other figure you hear echoing, "It would be so mighty kind. I'm looking for a book of sorts. We have many books here. Well, this one's kind of special. This book belongs to an angel." You see the figure on the bottom is trying to go for something, a weapon of some sort. We have no... You see that before he's able to get out the weapon, the other individual puts their weapon in first. It looks like some sort of revolver. But from what you can see, their arm, there's something hiding inside of them as well, as they seem to be wearing some kind of poncho. "Put the weapon down now, just want the book." "Well, you can have the book over my dead body!" And he tries to attack, but with that, the other guy's quick on the draw. Falls dead on the ground. You see the other one, "Shit, they're coming after us. Find the book." You see they begin to tear through this place, but before they get a chance, you see the security. "Hey, what are you doing?" They proceed to, almost like smoke or wraiths, begin to get out of here in that sort of spectral fashion, breaking through the window. And with it, you open the thing, and there's 2 things you notice. An encyclopedia thick book that looks like to be in old leather tomes, as it reads on the side, the Archeart Directory. And a vial of blood, written in angelic, that specifically says, "Blood of the Devil." Parentheses, Ilbis.
Huh. Your family's been everywhere these days, haven't they, Misfit? Eden says as they take the vial. Swish it around a little bit.
Misfit, like, snatches it out of Eden's hand. What the fuck? What is this doing here? Do you know how hard this is to come by?
I'm quite familiar with how hard that is to come by. And Eden's reaching in to take the book out as well.
You take out the book. Do you open it?
Can I read a bad situation?
Please do.
Oh god, I don't actually know what to add because I've never.
Sharp again.
Oh my god, not sharp. Come on, you know
I'm
I'm
not
bad
smart.
at things. Well, come on, I want to succeed, but I also want to fail because it gives me experience. Please, please, please. Oh. Huh. 11.
Hey, you get to ask 3 of these questions here. So you got 3. Specifically, what's my best way in? What's my best way out? What are there any dangers we haven't noticed? What's the biggest threat? What's most vulnerable to me? And what's the best way to protect the victims?
What's most vulnerable and what is there hidden? And I don't know. I'll hold one.
What is there? I don't think there was a hidden one.
Oh, is that not what? Let me see.
Any dangers you haven't noticed?
That
like
one. That one.
First thing, which one do you want to answer first?
Are there any dangers we haven't noticed yet?
You notice that for some reason, far in the back in the crowd, as you can zoom in almost with your eyes, you see spectral forces with red eyes, wearing cowboy getups, are looking at you guys.
Okay, that sucks. What is the other thing? I guess what's most? I feel like I said what's most vulnerable.
Now, that question, emotionally or physically?
Physically.
Physically, you notice that that vial of blood is calling to you. This is
Me?
power, yes. This is power of an immense being. If that thing is opened, if you get a whiff of it, you'll have to act under pressure. So you need to keep that thing
Cool.
locked and clean.
Interesting. So to be clear, there's nothing wrong with the book.
The book is fine. The book is magical in nature, but it doesn't look like it's gonna just like,
Yeah, that's
wow,
fair.
it's not gonna hit
Who
you.
has the vial?
Misfit.
I would like to forego a question to try and take the vial from Misfit with my super speed.
I am going to attempt to not let that happen because if I see
Uh,
anybody going for it,
Yeah.
I feel that this is tough, so you can contest against one another if you do wish. Whoever gets the highest tough gets to keep the item.
Do you have anything to tough?
I have two, bitch. All right, what'd you roll?
Let me roll. I'm gonna fucking lose my mind. I rolled a 3.
I got an 11.
Close. You, Misfoot, see this happening as you grab your vial.
I think if I may, for flavor, I think
Oh, please.
instead of it being that Misfit like is able to react fast enough, like physically, because I don't think that Misfit is faster than Vic when Vic is using her super speed. I think instead what happens is Misfit like clocks that what Vic is doing, and in that moment that they have before Vic is like on him, they activate their wings and they teleport to like the other side of the room.
And then I say, okay, 2 things. 1, don't you fucking open that, Misfit. And 2, do not open that book, Eden. We're being watched.
What book? And Eden tucks it into their shirt.
We need to move.
Vic, you notice there's not 2, there's 4 now.
And they're multiplying. And I think Vic is just trying to like move to a location in which there's not a bunch of fucking people around.
Where are we proceeding as you're in the market and somebody's chasing after you?
I mean, if we
Eden's.
Sorry, go. No, go.
I was gonna say that Eden's following. Either whoever's deciding to lead, Eden is following.
I have a suggestion above table, if that's cool with my player, with my compadres. Y'all both have Misfit and Vic both have like that wing move, right? Technically, you can grab one of us, make the roll, and teleport.
That's fair.
Yeah,
I don't
let's
need to
do it.
teleport. I'm just fast and can fly, so I can carry you.
I can.
Okay, well.
I do need to make the roll, which I think is kind of spicy. So I'm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So who's going on whose back?
Depends on who does Misfit grab if we're like doing a split.
I think it's funnier if Vic chooses first.
Oh my god. I think for everyone's own safety, Vic picks up the weakest one among us, Eden.
Not the wet rat. Not the wet rat.
Just come here and like kind of like princess carries.
Not the. Don't scruff my horrible little rat man.
And Misfit, seeing that and seeing what Vic is about to do, he goes over to Heaven, like wraps an arm around their like waist, pulls her in, says, "Guess you're coming with me."
Stop talking.
And I will roll.
Yes, please.
Better fucking make this. Did you fail? Ugh.
Yeah, so on a fail, it's not even that I go somewhere wrong, it's that I don't go anywhere.
You can always use your luck. No,
Oh!
kidding, it's just funny. Yeah, you're gonna do.
No, we're in a market.
This is
Does Misfit
funnier.
care? No, we're trying to be stealthy. I think for now, no. I think I will let this fail.
Well, we have the book.
With that, you try to activate your wings. There's something emotionally blocking you. You can tell that you're not in your right mindset. And as you try to go away, you see Vic and Eden go away. But before you are able to even run, you see you got a pair of about 8 guns on you.
Hey now. we don't need to fight. Okay. You can just tell us what it is that you're here for. And maybe we can help you.
You see, it's almost like a posse. You see one of them step out the side, hat on their head. You see only a figure with almost bluish skin that's almost half dead, but they're covered up with a bandana across their face. You see that they wear a poncho that's dirty, almost like they were just dug from the grave, covering most of their body. You can hear the spurs on their boots, and a pair of 4 guns, silver and chrome, on each side. Howdy, it's a pleasure to meet you. You wouldn't mind, but I just need a little bit of something from you.
Oh, are you looking for? And Misfit kind of like twirls his hands and like pulls out like a fake magic trick, like pulls out the vial of blood in between 2 fingers and kind of like twirls it a little bit. Do you mean this?
That'd be exactly what I'm looking for, mister.
Well, you see, I would love to know why you need my father's blood before I can give it to you.
Let's just say I need some strong blood for a ritual, and your daddy's blood seems to be quite top-notch.
Rituals. And Misfit turns to Heaven and kind of like nudges her forward. Well, I know that Heaven is quite familiar with rituals.
That I am. It depends on, I suppose, the ritual itself.
You see Kelgar is shaking. His figure turns around. Well, goddamn, Kelgar, that you. You see, hi, it's been some time, Keen. I don't know if you know this, but me and your sword have a little bit of a history. Let's just say your sword is a big old cow. Did he ever tell you how he became a sword?
No, he hasn't.
We don't
And you're
have to
not-
go. Yes, we don't have to go. We are not going to tell that story. Eden, I'm sorry, Heaven, would you like to hear this story?
Sure.
You see, Heaven would not. What? And he kind of. Well, you see, your sword back in the day was part of a trio of knights back in the good old medieval ages. See, he was supposed to live by his code of valor. Think of him as a knight with vows. Till one day, he's supposed to protect the family, and he did not. He ran away like the coward he is. And with that, that whole line got ended right quick and in a hurry. Now, you think that'll be the end of it. You fucked up, and that'll be the end of the day. But you see, one of, let's just say, a housemaid of that family who cared very deeply for the children inside who died, and the mother and the father and all the high and nice, decided to curse him, along with a number of other individuals who failed to show up and answer to the call of this so-called dynasty. They were formed into weapons and forever were to serve those who had a worthy calling to them. Now here's the caveat. It's a curse, and with every curse you can break it. But for them to break it, they must complete a destiny. That's their main goal in life. No matter how hard it is, no matter who you gotta kill, save, whatever, they need to complete a destiny. And Kelgar, old buddy, old son of his, well, he is one of the very few who have not managed to do that in quite some century. And I'm guessing from the way you hold yourself up, and nice cardigan, by the way, that you are one such individual with a destiny. Has he forced you yet to kill someone, or maybe, I don't know, leave somebody?
I haven't had the honor.
The honor. Well, let's just say he's a slippery slope, if I do say so myself. But that's not for me to discuss right now. You'd be so kind with that vial. It's all I need. Last thing I want to do is send a son in a body bag.
I'm afraid that I can't give you this. You see, I don't have Daddy's permission. And with that, Misfit like twirls his hands. It like disappears. I think he like probably like puts it in a pocket, but like really fast so nobody can see it. And Misfit starts to sort of like walk backwards, still holding on to Heaven's waist, and starts to like walk backwards ever so slowly. You see, it's been lovely meeting you, and thank you so much for sharing that story with us about Heaven's sword. And, you know, maybe we can meet again another time. We've got friends that we need to meet up with.
You see from the hip, he shoots a bullet onto the ground. I didn't think we were finished with the conversation yet, and you see immediately a force begins to pull you over as gravity begins to fail you.
Is there a way to resist this?
This is one of his moves, so no, as he gets a shot off.
You better fucking teleport out of there.
Yeah, I'm gonna try again. With Heaven.
You got one last shot here before he takes your vial.
That luck looking pretty good.
I'm doing it.
I'm
fucking
so
doing
tired
it.
of your dice.
I'm so sorry. I'm doing it. I think with that, Misfit like goes to like his wings are already out, right? They have to be out for him to do this. And I think he like beats them once and nothing happens. I think they like hit against this gravity. I think this gravity is like so powerful that it like prevents him from being able to properly use them. And he goes, "Fuck this. Iblis would not be so happy if you were to have this." And with that, I think he activates their tattoo so that we can get the fuck out of here.
With that, you see another horn come out. You see something drop from the sky, what looks like to be a coffin. Chains on it of infernal nature begin to unfurl as you see armor fall out and begin to form on you as you see the rest of these guys begin to we'll see you real soon. Dissipates as you find yourself in an armor that you've seen in a painting of your father as you teleport with the rest of them. As you find yourselves just a little bit off into the city, probably found a park or something. Eden and Vic landing down. You immediately land and you see Heaven and Misfoot are teleporting soon to you.
Yeah. I think Vic is actually having a conversation as they're like turbo speed flying with Ethan.
Eden is like pounding on Vic's chest, like, put me down, put me down, put me down.
Like fucking cement stone. What's just kind of it's so fast, so it's almost as if you can't hear, but like Vic gets really close. What does Misfit want with me?
You really should drop me.
I know that you would rather be dropped than answer my question. I saw everything on the night that I went full monster, and I saw you had to make a choice between your lover and your sibling. So, Eden, tell me what Misfit was going to do to me, because they made a choice to save you.
Ugh. They're trying to use you to go home.
The fuck do you mean?
It's unclear, but your destiny is that of a transient space. You can be manipulated into a portal to help unleash apocalypse.
Good to know. And I think like maybe because you like weren't paying attention, I think Vic like lets you go. But then you realize like we're like 1 foot off the ground.
They still somehow manage to land really heavily on the ground. Like they smack, you know?
I think that's perfect as you see Misfoot in heaven teleport quick, but as you land on the ground, Eden, you notice a drop of your blood kind of cut yourself on the side of it. Goes into the book as you see immediately opens, going through a number of pages. As you see, it reads back to you. Eden, lineage of Azrael. Heaven, lineage of Azrael. Nearest Archeart in 7th Heaven Motel. Current name and status is Isabella Sanchez, clerk at 7th Heaven. Proceeds to close itself.
Vic fucking stops as if it's like a car hitting brakes after dropping Eden.
You're a fucking angel? You're both?
No. No. And Eden grabs the book and now manhandles it and tries to turn back to the page that they were just on.
Reads out a number of names. Specifically, you see it reads out 3 names within the city of San Arcana. Isabella Sanchez, 7th Heaven Motel. Power status, domain, or dormant. You see Eden, power level, rising. Heaven, power level, dormant. And specifically, you see the lineages. For Isabella is Uriel, which you know to be the angel of wisdom, but for you two makes no sense, as it is Azrael, the person who died. Which makes you, if this is correct, lineages of the angel of death.
Eden is a white woman doing math. And they keep reading several times. Their ass is still on the ground and they're just hunched over this book, staring at it. Staring at Heaven's name, staring at their name, staring at Heaven's name, staring at their power levels, staring at the ancestor, staring at their name, staring at Heaven's name. Where's 7th Heaven Hotel? They say that out loud to the room.
Motel.
Do any of us know?
It is like literally the furthest building within the city limits. It's right before you leave the city. It's on the outskirts. You know, it to be a place if anybody's hiding, this would probably be the place people hide out or a deal might be done, as it's far away enough from the city's cops or anybody to know, as it is the furthest building within the city limits there.
Oh shit, I went to like a party there.
I fucked people there.
Why would you ever go to a motel for a party?
Look, I don't have a lot of experience with I'm not getting into what I do in the last month, but it seems like you want to go.
And Eden looks sideways up at Heaven, which is like the first time that they've made actual eye contact with her.
Rising. Congrats.
I don't know what that means.
Well, I know what dormant means.
Heaven, do you want to go?
Eden, you notice it's almost like a map of the city, and you see that there's almost something being written at the moment as you see question mark, question mark, question mark. Power level high. As you see what looks like to be smoke making its way to 7th heaven.
We need to go right now.
Fucking angel?
How was I supposed to know?
I think Vic extends a hand out gently for Heaven to take it. Very different from the...
You see Kelko kind of, I mean, it was kind of obvious. I mean, look at the tattoos, the white hair, yellow eyes. I mean, it's kind of pale complexions.
Heaven takes Vic's hand more gingerly than she offered. Did you know that Kel is cursed? And the only way to break that curse is to complete a destiny. It's so funny.
It's a lie.
He's just been passed around from person to person.
Passed around a strong word. I mean,
Oh,
maybe
then what
handed
would you
down.
call it?
I mean, it is. Oh, look, it's going to 7th heaven. We should all leave and focus on that right now. That should be the main focus of our task as a group. As don't pick me up. Don't pick me up. It's weird.
Oh no, picked up like Heaven.
Oh.
Misfit will go to Eden. Will extend an arm. Guess you're coming with me, Angel.
Don't call me that. And Eden takes Misfit's arm from the ground.
And we teleport, hopefully, to the 7th heaven.
I'm assuming we do it because there's no stress, because it's not a stressful situation.
You're gonna roll again?
Can I just do it?
Come on,
Can I
Chris,
just
come
do
on,
it?
Chris.
No, just roll it real quick.
Okay,
Let's roll it.
okay,
Come on.
please. No!
Come on, Chris. The peak.
So with that, unless you want to use another luck,
No.
you
Also-
immediately brace yourself in the position.
Looks like you're driving.
Just this really stressing. You see like a bulge of a vein coming out their head. It's not doing wonders at the moment.
Misfit is pissed enough to use another luck.
Oh, just drive, bestie.
Fantastic. We don't see this at the moment, but you're all teleported away. But far off in the city, in the woods, we see the ground begin to, as we see something begin to make its way out. We find ourselves at 7th heaven. It's probably about late afternoon at this point, as the sun is going to dawn soon. 7th heaven motel. You see the neon sign kind of flickering on and off. Vacancy at the moment. Not a lot of cars. You see it's kind of like an L shape where there's one building here and a bunch of others here. And you see that there's a front desk. What looks like to be a woman working it at the moment. Just like a clerk, just bored out of their mind. And you can see on their patch that says, "Hello, my name is Isabel," from just where you're sitting.
Misfit, I think, pushes the twins forward up against the desk. This one's on you.
Isabel, what do you know about angels?
You see Cuban woman, probably around your age as well, curly hair, glasses on their sort of front face. Very stunning in a sense, but again, in overalls with that name of "Hello, my name is," kind of. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not a Mormon or whatever religion you're trying to sell here. I'm just working the front desk. If you want a room, that's about $50 a night. If you want two, that's going to be $100 in total. I mean, if if you want one altogether, I can throw in a bonus. Plus, I know a guy that knows drugs, so in case you are looking to party, I can hook you up.
Can we just make this short? Eden, the book, please.
Fine. Eden pulls out the book and flips it open.
Cool, you guys are LARPers. I did not know there was one in town, but for the most part, this convention center just pulls out a map of the city. If you go here, I think if they're holding an event, I didn't know about it. Just
She's a
Go
civilian.
there.
She doesn't know anything. You should duck underneath your desk, probably.
For what?
Is that black wisp, like, getting closer? Did we beat it here?
You see, it's almost at the doorstep. You beat it here by second.
I was gonna say, yeah, we probably like me and Heaven probably sped past it.
For what? I don't know.
Under the desk. This is a robbery. I don't know what the fuck you want me to say. Get under the desk.
Whoa! You see, they immediately. Aye, this is just a job. Just a job.
Going with
I'm
the
a-
bit, Heaven's gonna unsheath Kel.
Whoa! You see Kel go, yes, this is a theft of some sort. We are robbing you of your ill-gotten goods.
Really, this
I
is
think-
what we're going with. And I think Misfoot goes to their pant chain, pulls it out, and turns it into the hell sword. But like,
You see the
He's just
You see your
holding it.
armor. Your father's armor begins as you pull out your sword.
it does what now?
Suits up as you pull out your sword. You are now in full armor as your sword is pulled out.
Okay, all right, cool.
You see outside smoke begin to form around the outside. You see a number of individuals. It looks like to be two on the side of the one main enemy here, and about 4 in the back. You see him shouting, well, looks like we have ourselves a good old standoff. If you wouldn't mind, just give up the girl and the vial, and I will happily go on my way.
Why?
You want the short answer? I'm trying to become, as they say in the biblical text, a Nephilim. Half demon, half angel, and all the power, I will become the next horseman of whatever I deem it to be.
Oh, you're trying to work for me. 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, right? So
Not really. Plus, your brother says you are quite the cheeky fellow, so I'm happy to see you do not disappoint.
look, if you wanted to be employed, all you have to do is fill out a form. It's quite a long one. I can send it to you if you'd like.
Very funny. You see, he begins to almost do hand signs as they begin to surround you all. Now, I'm going to give you the count to about 5. If you do not give me what I inquire, we will light this building up to the next century. And I gotta tell you, these bullets are special. And they will hurt really, really bad. So you're surrounded. So I'm gonna give you the count of 5. 5.
Above game, politely. I'm gonna ask the group. I'm gonna roll this d6. Low or high?
Hi.
Whichever one makes you go apeshit.
That one.
I vote what C said.
Wait, CJ said low, so I'll say high, so that we
No,
get
it was
it
the
either
other way around. CJ said
Is it the
hi.
way around?
Well-
I said hi. No. Unless
I
high
can't
is
do-
like going ape shit. I don't know.
Just go
Okay.
apeshit. Just whichever one is going apeshit.
Okay, I'm gonna go ape shit. Heaven's gonna extend their hand to Misfoot. Give me the vial.
Misfoot looks at it, the vial, looks at Heaven. Trusting you with this, Angel. And puts it in your palm.
And they're gonna walk forward.
See that? I didn't have to count to 4. Thank you, Heaven. You are quite the chosen, aren't you?
Don't take her. Take me.
Excuse me. You want me to take you?
You need the blood? You have both right in front of you.
Well, shit, why wait? You see he puts his hand out. You see a ritual is made right quick underneath your feet. All you gotta do is stand in a circle for me.
They take a step forward. They take Kilgore, unsheath, and throw him off.
Wait, this is not a good idea!
Destiny complete.
Oh, boy. Now, just stand in a circle, and this will be right done.
They didn't
Okay,
stand.
Eden's freaking out.
Do you stand in the circle, Evan?
Mhm.
You see that he begins to chant in a combination of Latin and angelic, or celestial, if you were to choose it. As you see the vial of blood uncaps and begins to swirl about. You start to see that the glass cuts you as well and begins to circle about as well, forming into one bloodline. You see he steps in the circle as well, as you see he opens his chest. As it begins to stream in. Are you doing anything, Heaven? Or are you letting this happen?
It's happening.
You all see this happen. Until you hear a mighty roar in the distance. You see the other people have their guns on the side. The hell was that? You see the sun begin to die. And as night begins to form, you see flame come out of nowhere, beginning to torch half of this crew into nothing. You see landing on a bunch of cars, right talon, left talon. You see a dragon 12 feet tall. Lava crack skin. Misfoot, you know this being. You know this to be your family pet that you haven't seen in a long time. Some people have dogs, some people have cats. Your family had dragons, specifically one. This is Garland, the Indomitable. Garland is a very angry person.
Garland, baby! And Misfit, I think, like, runs up and, like, swings himself onto Garland's back. And then swivels the neck of the dragon towards this person that is in the circle with Heaven. One wrong move, and I will eat you. Or, well, Garland will eat you.
You see this smile on his face? Now, why'd you had to go mess up a good thing? And you see he pulls off his poncho as it burns in. You see he has not 2 sets, but 4 sets of arms. One on each side and the smaller ones on the bottom, as each of them pick up a gun and proceed to, at a fast pace, shoot at Garland. You see Garland as it's hurting him. This is a combination of angelic metal and obsidian. As you see, he begins to retreat back. You see the other ones proceed to target the rest of you. As I will say before I get to you, Eden, you each take 2 points of harm. As bullets begin to fly, as fire burns behind you. Eden, what would you like to do?
I was gonna attempt, because I have those little bullets, right? I would like to use my transmutation rote to, like, flatten the bullets out into, like, a long, like, sheath of material to use as a shield for the dragon, for Heaven, and for Isabel specifically.
Please roll me a transmutate.
Yep, I will
It's
roll
fine.
the
You don't have to
transmutate.
pick me because I actually take no damage because of the armor that I'm wearing and my new move resilience.
I got a 10 anyway.
Ooh. With that, you would have been fine, but you see these real quick discs block up. You see one of the figures break into the building you're in. You see shotgun in hand, boom, hits you in the chest, Eden, again, as you get hit for about 2 more harm. As you feel this almost burn in your chest coming off of it, as you see they dip out again, as they're almost like in a sense of smoke circling around you guys, only coming back down on the ground to attack, and then go out. What do the rest of you want to do, Vic and Heaven?
I guess Vic is gonna fight back. I think Vic is going to go for. I think actually Vic's gonna call out to Heaven. Is this really what you want?
And they turn around and their face is ruined. Just snot, tears, everything just running down their face as a person who had a purpose suddenly feels purposeless.
Got it. And I'm gonna go fucking kill the person that's responsible for this. I'm gonna roll kick some ass on I don't even know his name anymore.
The Wraith of the West, if you want to call me by name.
12.
12. You also get to choose, if I'm not mistaken with this one, you get to choose an effect on top of this. So either you get +1 forward, you inflict even more harm, you suffer less harm when he's about to attack you, or you force them to where you want them to be.
Yeah, because I want to stop the ritual. I want to send him flying. So I'm gonna suffer the harm and just knock him ways away. I think I'll ways away enough so that I can like tend to Heaven.
Fantastic. You push him, goes flying off into another car. You see the dragon in the back is just flamethrowing, just whatever it can, as it's like, it's very hard to control Misfoot, as it's almost like you let your dog out in public. It's just attacking anything it sees on sight. And as you go towards Heaven, you see him coming from the back, goes on his gun belt, pulls out what looks like to be a glowing blue bullet, shoots off. You see lightning hits you and Heaven at the same time, suffering 3 harm. With that, you get to Heaven. You see the ritual kind of begin to die down. The blood is still swirling.
Heaven, I don't know what you're supposed to do here. I can't tell you what to do, but what do you want?
I don't know. I don't know anymore. I don't know.
It said it's dormant. The book says it's dormant.
If I can't save one person, what am I doing? Who can I save?
I think Vic cups your like your face. You were there for me when no one else was. My dear, you've saved me time and time again from the depths of despair. You can do this. Kilgard be damned.
And they just sink into her shoulder.
I would like to use magic to attempt to control the ritual and empower Heaven.
Please roll use magic for me.
I
Can
will
I
use my
help?
luck.
Can I? Oh, never mind.
Oh, never mind. What does Vic do?
I think Vic feels deep inside the monster, and it's almost like talking to something that's within a cage. Like, does the monster have a name?
It hasn't said it has had a name yet. It
I
only
think,
refers to
yeah.
itself as a force within you.
I think Vic wants to basically meet with the monster and say, "What is your name?"
Name. What is a name?
Then I guess I'll call you Vicious.
Yes, I shall take the name given to me.
And I think Vic just kind of floats up in this like weird fucked up dream space and breaks the cage open. We got work to do. And I think like that same cracking of the magma, I think kind of coalesces on different portions of Vic's body. And I think almost this time kind of manifesting as like liquid wings coming out their back, kind of like touching their claws, kind of the fire in their eyes, but they can control it this time. And how gay is this right now, Heaven?
Well, I was thinking since they were both wounded, it's practically their blood intermingling.
Mm-hmm. And I think Vic just hugs you. Maybe like a kiss. That's to be decided later. I think Vic actually I do think Vic just kisses Heaven and kind of lets the blood commingle and kind of controlling that blood, like Iblis's blood, sends it into Heaven's body.
You see it begin to travel up your spine, Heaven, as you're hugging. You feel a sharp pain in your back. You see your arm. You see also the AD begin to lose strength. You see his essence begins to travel towards you. The blood begins to travel to you, but also you see the bit of the siphon blood as you get nicked as well begins to travel inside of you until you transforming claws on hands, wings on back. In this ritual, you unleash a wave that pushes everything back, breaking every glass as you're screaming on the top of your lungs, your eyes glowing white, as you see the rest of these creatures dissipate into nothing. Until the AD is left very weakened, unable to even hold up his iron. You see also, Miss Foot, you see that your family pet, you see Garland, also whimper at the sight of this. Heaven, you are a deity a deity now, in your own sense, in your own feeling as power, as you hover next to the AD. And the choice is yours what to do with him, as he lies weakened with his flesh decaying.
I think it's completely wordless. They extend their hand. These new claws, this new power, this everything happening at once, and close it to just crush this fucking creature.
You grab him by his head, and almost like a peanut, toss him to the side. But the power keeps surging, and as you do, you pass out, reverting back to your normal form, as you guys have defeated this monster. What is the last scenes we see of our party here? As there's currently a fire in the background, the woman named Isabel is currently driving away towards the city in pure panic, as it is only the three of you in an unconscious Heaven.
Eden vaults out of one of the broken windows, bleeding from several radiant gunshot wounds or whatever. And they literally skid across the ground to heaven. And they just start like touching her face, her shoulders, their like torso. Heaven, 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 are you okay? Are you okay? Heaven, heaven, heaven. Fuck. When they're like, okay, she's breathing. And they just kind of drag her up like into their lap. And, like move the hair out of her face really carefully.
I think Vic kind of watches this, kind of walks over to Eden, places a hand on both of their hands. I told you, hearts can be found a lot more than I told you I'd help you find your heart.
That's gay as fuck, Vic. I'm not in the mood.
Fair. Let's go home.
And I think in the background of all of this is Misfit, framed by the fire that Garland had created all around us. I think Misfit is still on Garland's back. I think like nuzzling up to his like neck and like kind of like petting Garland a little bit, And as they do that, they kind of start to touch their own chest, their open shirt where their tattoo is. And they look down and they can see 6 horns on this goat. One more to go till the apocalypse. Until all of this fire that I see around me is all that I will see around me. And I think that feeling burns through Misfits similarly to the way that the fire is burning through this area. And it makes them feel powerful. For the first time in a long time, Misfit feels powerful, really and truly. And they look over at the scene at Heaven, passed out now, almost a god, at Eden, an angel in waiting, and Vic, their supposed ticket to this destiny. And they feel torn. And I think it's just at that, watching the 3 of them with the flames kind of flickering in their red eyes. I think that is the last that we see of Misfit before we go home.
And as we are walking home, Eden, you feel something in your pocket. Kind of touching it, scrunching around, it feels metallic. You don't know how, but Jack's got it into your inventory. As you assume that Moriel is now safe. As you now have a device that can let Misfit go home. But only you know about that. And we cut off to our last scene. Airport. Currently right now you see Moriel getting in. You see Jax talking to the pilot. Kind of gets up. Very lovely plane. No expense. You see Moriel wounded, a little beat up, going, well, thank you very much, Jack. I must thank Eden. You see, he goes, don't worry, I already gave Eden something they were looking for. As he sits down next to him on the plane. I saw it. You saw what? I saw the apocalypse. You're talking about Misfit. Yeah, I can tell. I saw the little harbinger. Even though I thought that was Tia. Not Tia, that's Misfit. So the question is now, what are we going to do about it? We shall return back to the Brotherhood. And we shall prepare for war. San Arcana is going to be quite the battleground soon. Maybe not right now, but the apocalypse is coming, my son. And the Mythics are gonna cause it. And that is where we shall end our episode for today. Yay! Thank you for everybody that joined in, and that is episode 6 of the Mythic Initiative, the Wrathful Outlaw. With that, we shall go in reverse order to introduce our lovely performers here, starting off with Hamna.
Yes, hi, hello. My name is Hamna. I use any and all pronouns, and I am a TTRPG performer. Today, I was Misfit, the summoned, who uses he, they pronouns, who is feeling a lot of emotions. You know, that there's just a lot of emotions. You know, he broke up with his partner, kind of, and now he's gonna be king. So who highs, epic highs and lows. You can find me on Twitter at @Shahid_, and any other place that I might have under very similar usernames as well. If you liked what I did here, you will like what I do other places as well. I'm in a lot of different APs, so Twitter is the best place to find me at any given point in time. I will be taking a break though for about a week or so until for holiday stuff. So I'll miss you all. But you can come back here next week for Mythic Initiative, where we will find out the consequences of all of our actions. And with that, I will pass it over to CJ.
Oh my god. Hi everyone. Oh man, what an episode. Hi, I'm CJ, Love Wins last name. And I played Vic, who is consistently proving that they are the best one of us, which I didn't expect when I started this campaign at all. If you think I'm cool, neat, hot, sexy, and smart, you can find me on actually all places at Scholastic Dragon. So I'm not doing much these days, so I'm just gonna pass it to C. No, it's not C. C was first. I do this every time. I do this every week. I'm passing it to V.
No, you ain't gotta do that. It's fine.
Hi guys, I'm Vin. I'm a voice actor and a tabletop performer. And I was Heaven ? The Chosen ? Catch me everywhere. Like I said, VinVoxV on Twitter. I have a lot of things going on, and I'm not talking about this game. So yeah, that's me, and I'm gonna pass it on to C.
Hi, I am once again C, who uses they, them pronouns, and you can find me making very trans, very gay art on the internet at PieSharpArt. If you liked what I did here tonight, you'll like what I do other places. Everyone's making fun of me because I say the same thing, but if you were me and you didn't know how to speak out of your mouth, you also would say the same thing every time. Or else you'll just pizza hands at this camera without saying anything. I played Eden tonight, who, is everyone's favorite wet rat, including the favored wet rat of the Vatican TM. So like I said, if you liked what I did here tonight, you like what I do other places, check out the Transplanar Archeart premiere January 7th, 8 p.m. US Eastern Time. I'm in a lot of other stuff too, so check that out wherever it is. I don't know. Goodbye, Chris!
And there was me. As you can see, this is a lovely show that we have all here, and we're all very professional. You can find me, I'm Chris Cologne, that is my name, yes. I'm the keeper for these stories here, and you can find me on my Twitter at VO_Cologne, that's COLON. I'm a voice actor and TTRPG performer as well, so you can catch all that good stuff here. Probably not going to find much because it's the end of the year, but next year is a whole new year, which means a whole lot of stuff, so follow me on there if you want to catch up with all of it. But with that, we hope you have a lovely evening, everyone. Goodbye!